And so the first group is quite exciting. We'll start with Vinswer.
Sorry. Okay. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here, so thanks for giving me this opportunity. I'm Stefano Mendicino, co-founder of Vinswer. I'd like to begin by telling you about a short story. Here you see Paolo, a freelance who have a marketing trouble that needs solving. Here you see Emanuele, a marketing guru who wants to monetize much more its know-how and time spent online. The last guy is Mirko, a publisher who wants to increase revenues from his blog, his marketing website. Vinswer solves their problems in one shot. The trick is the idea that Vinswer realizes, helping users to solve their problems and get personalized advice online, allowing and helping experts to share and market their knowledge online, and allowing publishers to create a marketplace of live advice to share knowledge and market it online. So that is Vinswer is a social way to buy and sell expertise online via video chat. We are a job creator because we allow anyone to share and market their knowledge online. So, experts can integrate a widget into their website or blog by means of a simple embed code. This expert in this way can sell live advice to its users and monetize their knowledge, their know-how. All of these experts, classified by category, can be integrated into a marketplace of live experts. So publishers can create and integrate into their website a marketplace of live experts. I can explain the marketplace. You can think Craigslist, but with the live advices of experts that you can call in real time. So that is Vinswer. Allow anyone to create a marketplace of live experts in less than 60 seconds. If you want, you can have a look at vinswer.com/create marketplace to see what I said. Just one click on the call button is all you need to establish a video chat session and start the conversation. After some minutes that they can take for free, clients are subjected to payments via PayPal or credit card. So, for every paid call, Vinswer takes 20% and shares it with the partner website. The partner website is the website who embed the marketplace with experts or just the technology. So, for every transaction, 18% go to the experts and 20% is shared with the partner. So, we are just beginning, so we have several partners at the moment, and we are creating metrics. We have just beginning at the moment. So it sounds good, but you might whether if exists a market for such a kind of on-demand consultancy and services. There is a market, and it is also a potentially wide market. In the potential market, there are all professional people such as doctors, lawyers, teachers, as well as bloggers and astrologers, for example. So, as you know, having a market also means having competitors. But we gained a competitive advantage over our competitors. For example, our technology allowing partners to create marketplace allows us to grow in a social way. That means quickly than our competitors. At the moment, we are looking for a seed from $300,000 to $500,000. Thanks. This is the team of Vinswer.
I told you that it was quite clear when the time was come. So now it's time for our 5 minutes question session. So obviously we are expecting questions from our investors that are here, and let me thank them to be here for the both 2 days. And so I would strongly recommend short question and short question and short answers. Okay. So who's the first?
Pietro Vezza, customer development strategy.
Okay. Our strategy, go-to-market strategy, customer development strategy is very clear. At the beginning, we will focus on medium website, vertical website, clearly specialized website to create a critical mass and then grow. For example, our first partner is Ninja Marketing, a website very vertical, clearly vertical of marketing. So, with the help of our partners, we can create faster the critical mass and then grow from them.
Another question? Maurizio, down there. Maurizio Liverani.
What's your barrier to entry? I mean, what is the real core value of this business idea?
Okay. The core value is for two figures. For the expert is that Vinswer allow him to sell their expertise in real time from, for example, their blog. But for the publisher, the value is that he can furnish a new service for their users, because the contents, our experts, our verticalized, specialized experts are value for the publisher. That in this way has a new service, a service of value for their users, and then has a new stream of revenues for his website.
Okay. Other question? If any? Down there. Luigi Capello. Welcome.
Hi. Can you give us some metrics, please?
We are at the beginning. We are released from 1 month, 2 weeks from the partners. So we are build the metrics with our partners at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
We have time for 1, maximum 2 questions more. Gianluca Dettori and Davide Turco.
Gianluca Dettori, I just wanted to know if the founders that we see here are fully committed on this startup, 100%, or what roles are they in, say, the day-to-day operations?
Sorry?
Te lo dico in italiano.
Sì.
I fondatori che vediamo qua sono tutti impegnati nella startup 100%?
Yeah. Daniele Alberti is at the moment in San Francisco to expand our business. And me and Michele are 100% on the startup.
100%.
Last question from
Do
Davide
you have
Turco.
a business plan, expectation about revenues and development?
Here, slide. Okay. General assumption are that we have a funding of $500,000 and then in 12, 18 months, around A of 1 million. Then other general assumptions are that the users do make one call of average at month of amount of $6. So this is a conservative scenario. In this scenario, we have a break-even point in 28 months.
Final remark from Gianluca.
Thanks. Can you just comment on the financials, because it's unclear to me what expenses mean and the funding overall. I mean, can you give us more insight? I mean, it's a bit cryptic. What is the total cash needed, let's say, until you generate the first euro in cash?
Our business model allow us to generate cash from the first transaction. So,
te lo provo a dire in italiano, preferiamo in inglese? Sì.
We'll try.
No, I mean the funding required until let's say for the company to be, let's say, fully funded. So no more capital. So when you have a positive cash flow, what is that the 17th month? You mean by that 1.3 minus? What is that? Can you explain us?
Because this is the worst point of the cash flow. Because
okay, so the funding is 1.3 million. That is overall required for
the funding is 1.5 million. Because there is in this general assumption 500,000 of round from angels and 1 million round A. So 1.5.
You have been saved from the bells, you know.
Thanks you. Bye.
Okay, thank you. So it was the first starter presenting, so I would suggest for additional applause for encouraging him. So next on the stage is NextStyler, if I can remember. Mary Palomba from Rome, right? It's all yours. Naples, but you live in Rome, or no?
Yes, Naples and Rome.
Take your 5 minutes.
Hi, I'm Mary Palomba, co-founder with Maurizio Palumbo of NextStyler, a new and exclusive fashion brand created by emerging fashion designers and directly chosen by its customers. Nowadays, we are looking at a reversal of the collective taste. The future fashion trends are going back to essential and simplicity. So that's the right moment for NextStyler, because now luxury is the new luxury, affordable but exclusive at the same time. NextStyler will solve two different problems. Firstly, you have the fashion designers who are always in search to come into the fashion business with several difficulties. On the other hand, you have the fashion addicted who are always in search of exclusive clothes to wear. NextStyler will offer to both of them a marketplace, a worldwide showcase for emerging fashion designers, and a new shopping experience for the fashion addicted. Let's take a look at how the site works for fashion designers. NextStyler will arrange some contests inspired by the current fashion trends. The fashion designer will participate to the site by uploading their designs, and then the community will vote for them. The best rated one will be produced by us through partnership, and then they will be sold on NextStyler's online shop. The winning designer will get a revenue share from the sold item, of course. Regarding the fashion addicted, they will participate to the site by voting, sharing, and finally buying the clothes they prefer. Here are how NextStyler process works. Firstly, you have the community that will create and choose the collections. And then there are two outsourcing partners of NextStyler for manufacturing and for shipping. Our business model is the online sale of fashion collections created by emerging fashion designers and directly chosen by its customer, then produced by us through partnership. NextStyler will carry ready-to-wear women collection. we partnered with Italian manufacturing companies, so all NextStyler garments will be solely made in Italy. For the future, we are also planning to do collections for men, kids, and finally extra larger sizes. Here are our marketing strategy. We planned an offline and online campaigns to reach our target. Last May, we've been selected by a labs by Luigi Capello and received from them a microseed. Then we are actually online with our beta version that we are testing with hundreds of users. We are online with our first contest that finished last week. And we did a special covenant with our manufacturing partners to produce in small quantities. We have a blog, source of inspiration for fashion designers. We are on the main social networks. Actually, the 60% of European people buy online, and there will be an increment of the 10% for the coming 4 years. Regarding the fashion online sales, they have had a strong growth in June 2011, with an increment of the 31% on June 2010. So we're talking about a market in large expansions and continuous growth. NextStyler competitors are all e-commerce dedicated to emerging fashion designers like Fashion Second Fabric, and then there is Look, a site dedicated to upcoming fashion designers to show and feedback their sketches. But they will be different from our project because they want to create a brand with a strong identity, and moreover, all our competitors won't be made in Italy and won't be multilingual. So NextStyler's advantages are collection created by co-creation with exclusive design, solely made in Italy at affordable prices, and produced in small quantities thanks to a covenant with our partners. The team consists of Maurizio Palumbo and me, and we worked together in communication for fashion for 5 years. Some months ago, Gianmarco Carnovale, senior entrepreneur, joined the team like advisor. Here are our financials. These are our goals. To make them become true, we need some investors that believe in our idea and would like to support us in our growth path. NextStyler, we need 400,000 euros to get the business off the ground within the next 18 months. We will use the 50% for marketing expenses, the 25% of investment for operation costs, and the other 25% for human resources. Our motto is, let's start your fashion brand together, but I like to end it by saying, let's start our fashion business together. Thank you for listening.
Sharp on time, so great.
Thank you.
So, who's first? Maurizio.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your just-in-time production? Because I'm not clear
Yes, of course.
how many lots you do and who's going to finance the production.
Okay. Yes. First of all our production will be based on the customer's preferences. So we will have a data to to do the right items, to produce the right items. And then we already did a covenant with some Italian manufacturing companies that will produce for us without any problems of quantities. That is from 1 item to 300, 3,000, it doesn't matter. Without any changes of price, of course. It was difficult, but we did. Yes.
Other questions? Davide Turco, Atlanta Ventures.
Hi.
Can you please tell us something more about how does it work, the decision process on this decision process about how many items to produce? How does it work? If an item is voted from the community, then it's automatically produced. In how many? Yeah. Do you expect orders to start the production, or you have the risk of having a stock that has to be sold?
Okay. Actually, we are studying and preparing a system to let our customers to pre-order the items, so we can calibrate the production on this date. And then after the contest, after all the votes, we decide to produce an item, obviously if it's really producible, because maybe a sketch can be can have many votes, but couldn't be produced. So we do some tests before, and then produce them on the quantity of the vote it received.
Can you clarify whether you have put some reserves for unsold inventory, meaning in your figures, is there any allocation, money allocation for that risk?
Yes, we thought about this, but as I already told, the risk is minimum, because we produce on the request of our customers. And we also thought about sales, periodical sales with discounts, but always keeping a minimum of margin for the sales, on the sales. Sorry.
No figure.
Sorry?
No numbers yet.
No, not yet. We are testing. Okay.
Other questions? We have two down there. We can open the floor to some question. There.
Hello, I'm a
Hi.
startup as well, so I'm not a venture capitalist or whatever. My question is, how would you ensure quality control?
Yes. Okay. Our partners have been selected by us with a criterion of quality, because, for example, they produce for big Italian manufacturing companies and for big fashion brands, like, for example, Ferré. And so it means that it will be high quality standards, and we are also thinking about of giving a certification about this. Okay, so we will give to our customers the guarantee that they have been producing in Italy.
Other questions? 1 and 2.
Do I go first? Okay.
So
my
the first
question
one.
is it's about the returns. So in fashion, one of the main problems in e-commerce is like returns, because you see something
Yes.
online and then it doesn't fit properly.
Mhm.
So how do you handle that, and how do you handle that inventory
Yes.
on returns and the shipping that goes around it?
Yes. Firstly, we thought we are already preparing a guide for the sites to give to us customers with several details, and this could seem a problem, but if you think that the most important e-commerce in the world is the most big is ASOS.com, that it is an e-commerce of fashion, and it sells only online without any point of purchase. So people actually are used to buy online. They know how to. Okay.
Okay, one final question from the floor and one from Twitter.
Me?
Yeah, I know.
Hi, I'm Vito.
Hi.
I'm curious about your first sale. I understand you didn't have your first sale yet. Now.
No, not yet.
Yeah. What's the plan? I mean, now you have a competition running on your site already.
Yes, it's closed. The first one is closed just 2 days ago, and actually it's online the second contest. And in the end of November, we will sell the first clothes.
So you do have already an expectation of revenue from that sale?
Yes, we are based on the preferences of the customers gave to the sketches. So more or less, we got them.
Thanks.
Oh, she won't tell
You're
you.
welcome.
The last question from Twitter.
Yes, there is a question from Eta, who appreciated your presentation very much, but asks, what about the timing? If you buy a dress, I want it for that moment, not in 4 months.
Yes, of course. We are working to keep the shortest time to ship the the items to our customers. So we are working on it. That we know that it could be a problem if the customer will wait too long. So we are working.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the first startup on the floor is the Orbit. You have your 5 minutes.
Good morning. My name is Luca Rossettini, co-founder and CEO of The Orbit, and I'm not talking about web-based application today. I'm going to talk about space. So for one moment, think to put your foot on the moon and look back to the Earth. What do you think you will see? This? Actually, not. You will see this. There are more than 300 million debris flying around at more than 30,000 kilometers per hour at risk of colliding to each other, like happens in 2009, or even worse, to fall down to our head, as happened 1 week ago, and this probably you don't know, or 1 month ago with the NASA satellite that probably you know. So 2 satellites in 1 month. Just to give you some numbers, the world satellite industry market is worth $150 billion per year and steadily growing, 33% in 2011, and 1,200 new satellites that are going to be launched in the next 8 years. And this is a problem because we already have 6,000 satellites over there, but just 800 are working. All the others are flying uncontrolled around the Earth, a risk of collision or fall down. The risk of collision increased of 2 times in the last 3 years. And today, to avoid collision or to deorbit the satellite at the end of life, which is required by law, it costs about $100 million per satellite. So if you own a satellite, you have a lot to worry about. Your satellite could become defunct as soon as you get to space after the launch. So you don't make any penny from it, and you have a problem flying around uncontrolled basically forever. And also, you can crash into someone else, and you are liable of any damage you will produce in space or on the Earth by law. So the Orbit addresses all these issues. It's a proprietary and dependent engine for satellites to safely destroy them when they stop working, minimizing damages and liabilities. So how it works? Well, you plug the Orbit on the satellite before launch, and then when the satellite is orbiting and for any reason need to be removed from its orbit, you just activate the Orbit in this way. So the satellite is end of life or just stop working, and from Earth we send a signal, we activate our device that will push the satellite in a very clear and safe trajectory that will bring the satellite down to the atmosphere and destroy it exactly above the Pacific Ocean, so completely safe. And basically it's just a smart engine device with a very reliable propulsive technology that is installed on the satellite, but it is completely independent from the satellite itself, so it can work even if the satellite is not working anymore. And the re-entry is very, very, very quick. So it lasts just 4 hours instead of the 25 years required by law today. So imagine how many crashes you could have in 25 years with 1,200 new satellites that are going to be there in the next 8 years. And we have a patent about our device. So our selling strategy is quite easy. The satellite owners can buy directly from us, or they can rent it, the device, for the whole mission time. So we can have a steady cash flow during the time. And we are working with insurance company to another sales strategy based on the fact that the satellite costs from $200 to $1,500 million, and the insurance is about 5% of this figure. We do as cars do. So we allow a discount on the policy for if they have the Orbit inside. So, and we are not keep dreaming of becoming astronaut. Actually, I am, but we have 10 years of experience producing rocket engines, 10 years of experience in Arianespace in France, selling space in launchers to satellite owners, and 10 years of experience in Finmeccanica. So far, we got a patent, we got an investment, a seed investment for a venture capital from Italy, and we have a contract with a German military assembler for the device. So we are ready for the test that we will be in February 2012. What we are asking is some help for the real device that will fly, so for the 2012, and support to the go-to-market phase. Thank you very much. To answer your questions, I will ask to my partners to be here with me, just to show the full team, please.
It's okay. And maybe you can introduce him?
Yes. Renato Panesi, 8 years of experience in film meccanica, expert in robust control law, and Thomas Panozzo, program director in Arianespace, Paris.
Welcome, everybody. So, question time. First one from Bill.
You said that the odds of a satellite colliding have doubled in the last 3 years. In absolute terms, what are the odds of a satellite colliding? Because 2 times 0 is 0.
Yes. Well, in the last 8 years, we had 10 crash. So let's say the average is 1 crash every 2 years. So of course, you said yes. You know that's the odd is not too much, but one satellite costs $1,500 million. So even if you destroy it, it's not such a very good news, even once in 2 years. So it's just a matter of the amount of money that you are risking. I just show you another slide about odds. That is this about satellites falling down on the Earth. Doesn't work. Okay.
Coming.
Maybe slowly. Okay. And the odds of falling down a satellite, NASA said, is 1 on 2,000 for the last satellite. But to have a crash in a traffic in Milan with a motorbike is 1 in 7,000. So if I tell you, yes, 1 in 7,000 is a lot of not a lot, you say, well, I mean, no problem. It's a crash with motorbike. 1 on 2,000 is much more risky. Did I answer?
Did anybody come here by bike? Pay attention to something.
Lorenzo Franchini. Does this system here?
Okay. Sorry.
Does this system apply only to new satellites?
Yes. In this first phase, we just address the new satellites. Because we need to gain credibility. So first, satellites that are going to be launched to stop to freeze the problem. Then later on, we will address the satellites that are already there.
Can we see a bit of the numbers? Like, what do you think the market is, and what are you going to get? And can we see the financials?
Yes. So 1,200 satellites in the next 8 years are about 200 satellites per year. And this was the slide anyway. The financial are arriving. Okay.
Too much animations.
Yeah, and well, okay. Now I can't control anymore. Can you put again the slide on? Anyway, the financial. We plan to be break-even in 4 years, and the 5th years, our revenues will be about $20 million. And the device, I mean, just to understand the cost of the device, is not like 0.99 euros as the iPhone app. I mean, you saw the figures of the insurance company, right? So the cost of our device will be, depending on the scale of the satellite, from $1 million to $2.5 million.
Maurizio Liverani, and then we have some reservation from the phone.
Maurizio Liverani, have you talked to the people at O3B? You're familiar with O3B. Maybe you can explain what O3B is about.
Yeah,
Google is one of the investors.
I let Thomas answer this question because it's really directly involved in this.
So hello, good morning, everybody. So yes, we have a large panel of customers we are contacting to propose this device. as of today, we are targeting LEO orbit and GEO orbit. Because GEO orbit, we are putting on the graveyard orbit, and LEO, we are making them re-entry. O3b is rather MEO orbit, and the strategy on that point is still in a discussion between us, because in MEO it's very delicate. You need to know what you do, because you cannot put them up there and you cannot bring them to Earth. So I think that for the moment the MEO is not our priority, but LEO and GEO, which is basically 85% of the market in this moment.
One final question from investors and the final from Twitter.
Paolo Jesus, I want to go back a little bit on the financial. How much you're going to spend in the next 4 years before to get to the break-even, and how?
Yes, provo a cercare la slide. Okay,
Don't do it.
Our expenditure will involve the certification of the device for the flight. That actually is part of just the electronics, because the engine is certified on itself, because it's produced by military industries, and the certification is costly. It's about 1 million to develop the first device, and then every single device will cost from 100 to 200,000 euro. Production, yeah, production. The product is certified. So, but the first one, the first item, just because involved the certification, is 1 million. So our expenditure basically are based on this big certification. Insurance, we have to be insured ourselves as well, because we have a very good reliability, but still, and then people. So these are the main three voices, because the hardware itself is not so expensive.
Final from Twitter.
Okay. There is Alegiac that asks, nice, but shouldn't it be much simpler putting a bomb on the satellite?
Yeah, well, vai alla slide dei competitor. That's really, really nice, because when I start looking for competitors, I found this idea. Actually, there is a patent for it. So there is a guy that wants to put a bomb in space and make it explode, just to push with the wave, the wave, all the debris down into the atmospheres. Well, 2007, Chinese, to demonstrate to US they are very, very strong and powerful, they destroy a satellite with the laser, and they increase the amount of debris of 15%. So maybe this explosion could send some debris on the Earth, but what are the odds that they are going to produce even, a bigger problem? We can't risk this kind of stuff. Not now. Maybe, in 10 years, but not now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next one on the stage is Andrea Gianangelo from iubenda. No, it's not you. Non era in tu? FreStyl, sorry. I'm getting old. FreStyl, Arianna. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Arianna, co-founder of FreStyl. I'll start with a problem we've tackled. Have you ever wanted to go out on the spur of the moment to hear some live music, and after searching for about an hour, you just give up because you couldn't find anything decent? This can often happen because information about live music is actually hard to find. Imagine the live music market to be like an iceberg. The main services only cover the top of this iceberg, the mainstream events, while the bottom of the iceberg, representing the small and medium events, is split into pieces between the Facebook networks of artists and venues, their profiles on MySpace, and millions of local listings. Information about live music is highly fragmented, but the market is actually huge. We're talking about over $24 billion per year, of which now more than 40% is generated by the long tail alone. Our ambitious solution is to tackle this whole iceberg of information, taking a bottom-up approach. We've built the first user content generated platform only centered around live music that allows anyone to share information about upcoming concerts and will eventually allow people to discover new music through the live experience. On FreStyl, which is both mobile and web-based, music fans, artists, and venues can easily add and share information about upcoming concerts, while everyone, including non-registered users, can see on a large geolocalized Google map all the events that have been shared by other users near them. We launched FreStyl a year ago and targeted a single testbed city, Rome, and in this time managed to outpace all our competition. By relying on UGC alone, we've got more daily events in Rome now than our big competitors like Songkick and Last.fm. And even internationally, more artists have been added to our database than Polestar tracks, and we've got more venues in New York City than Live Nation. Expanding our local success, we're currently working to scale their distribution. More than half of our users regularly add events, but our power users typically add 15 or more events per month. Just 5 power users in a city drive about 2,000 local visitors per month. 4% of these visitors convert, and as they add events, conversions scale rapidly within that city. In order to get power users in other cities, we're now launching our local ambassador program. Local ambassadors will be users already active in other cities that we'll reach out to and reward for evangelizing. The goal of local ambassadors is to convert power users to start seeding other cities, such as Milan, London, and New York. And because we've seen that more content brings more traffic, we're also working to improve and increase content creation. On FreStyl, when users at concerts that become popular, they gain visibility and recognition by becoming hot. And because friendly competition has proven to be successful to encourage content creation, we're now launching a new badge system called Stamps to further incentivize users and help them build a reputation as live music scene insiders. To monetize FreStyl, we're working to transition our featured event program, which already has 50 customers, from our current exchange of service offering to a more traditional for-pay advertising model called sponsored events. Following on from that, we will release our door management service, allowing event stakeholders to sell tickets directly to customers without long pre-sales or middlemen like Ticketmasters. Think of an Airbnb for concerts. So our next steps are expansion and monetization, but our end goal is to create the first truly social music recommendation engine that will allow people to discover new music through the live experience. A socially engaging concert listing that will tell you what concerts to go to on the spur of the moment. In order to get there, we're looking for $500K, which will allow us to hire a mobile/front-end developer and to avoid starvation for the next 2 years. Finally, to make this live music revolution happen, beside our awesome investors, we've got a team of 4 people. We're 2 Italians, 2 Americans. Between us, we've got 2 hackers, 2 communication experts, 2 designers, 2 musicians, 3 PhDs, and 3 girls. Thank you.
So, from someone, Gianluca.
Great. Is this working? Great pitch, really great pitch, pretty impressive. Now, did you come by our office anytime before?
I talked to you on the phone about a year ago.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So at what stage are you now in terms of, let's say, product users? What stage are you now?
Product and users?
Yeah, numbers, metrics in Rome. How's it going in Rome? Is it viral? And also the mobile strategy.
Okay, so now we've been live for like a year now, and we're targeting mainly Rome, so that's like our test bed. We've got about 1,000 users and 3,000 visitors per month, so it's not huge numbers, but our community is very active. As I was saying, more than half create contents. We've got power users that now generate more content.
What's the percentage of the power users in the community?
The power users are about 4 or 5, let's say.
Percent?
No, the number. In Rome. But they create, as I was saying, enough content.
They do?
To be, yes.
And can you elaborate more on the, let's say, door man? I thought it was a very neat idea about the door management activity, because that sounds an interesting business model in a way. How did you try it out? Is it working?
I mean, that's for us in about a bit less than a year. We want to increase our user base first and provide some metrics to venues. We're already working with venues. About 10% in Rome are signed up and use FreStyl already. So we want to bring them more metrics and then start testing the
last question, and then I'll give away the mic. You are an Italian company, and you're in the US.
Yes, we're a Delaware company. Because we have international investors. So
sorry about that. That's why I guess for us, it's not exactly geography at this stage of investing. So maybe that's why I didn't follow up with you. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I mean, we started from the Italian market anyway, but now we are trying to.
A question, Paolo?
We didn't see any financial projection, right? Can you give us some more details?
Well, our plan is to. We have a very low operational cost, so we're planning to break even in about a couple of years. And that means that we would have about 10 cities, 1/3 of venues in 10 cities using our door management. Plus on top of that, we're the advertisement. But I can talk about it with you later more. It's pretty complicated.
Any other questions? From Twitter, we can open one question from the floor, if Danny. No, Gianluca, it's yours.
Now, would you consider bringing the company back to Italy?
I mean, it's interesting because we have international investors. We've been looking for investment mainly, and our CEO is American, so now she's in New York actually looking for investment. But when we say they were in Rome, international investors are quite scared. So we're actually now probably going to look more in Italy because we found that for the international investment, they will say why don't you go to Berlin? Now Berlin is hot. So what are you doing in Rome?
I say, why don't you go global? I'm all right with that. But let's say where the company is located has an impact on the kind of investors you can talk to, as you had the opportunity to touch yourself. Just see it happening. I mean, it's not the same if you are an SRL investing company. Investing in that, or in the United States, or in UK?
We need to consider all the costs. As I said, we have a very low operational cost. So we'll have to see how much that would impact our cost. But we don't exclude it because this is anyway our biggest market so far. So.
Okay. If no other question, we can thank you, Oriana. And now it's real time for Andrea Gianangelo from iubenda. You have your 5 minutes.
Hi, I'm Andrea from iubenda. As first, a small fact. 350 million websites in the world have a problem in common. It's writing the privacy policy. It's required by law everywhere, and current solutions just suck. Today, web designers, developers, and web agencies can hire a lawyer, of course, but it's expensive. Or they can do nothing and take a risk, or again, just copy and paste, but it still takes hours. And what if your client takes fines? Wouldn't you love a product that generates for you the privacy policy, which is compliant, remotely updated and beautiful design, which takes just 5 minutes and is a win-win for you and your client, or eventually make you a coffee? No, I'm just kidding. Now this product is real. It's called iubenda, and it's a privacy policy generator. So basically, maybe you make templates, legal templates. The answer is no. No and no. We rethought from scratch how legal documents are written. We divided it into parts, then added labels to the parts, and hid the legal jargon to the end user. So how it looks like? Maybe a never-ending list of forms? Again, no. We have just 3 steps. The first is press a few buttons referring to services such as Google Analytics or the registration, then type the website owner and embed the piece of code which shows a small icon linking to the privacy policy. So the privacy policy, you have this icon, you click on it, and okay, boom, a beautiful privacy policy pops up. A real piece of design, usability, and information architecture. There is, of course, a link at the bottom that links to the legal part, the legal version of the privacy policy with all the clauses. It's simple, readable, beautiful. It's hosted by us, so you don't have to worry about it. We take care of it, and but it's still seamlessly integrated with your own website. So no more legal jargon no one reads. Instead, the best privacy policy ever right onto your website. So money, we have free plans for starters, and then premium plan for $50 per year per website with multiple translations, white label, and more services like Google Analytics and so on. We help save $1,000 of legal fees for each website, another $500 of translations, and $50,000 on potential fines. This is a big deal. About user acquisition, our strategy is made of 3 points. The first is adopters show and market the product. The second is massive link building, since the privacy policy, the icon links to our website, and then it means being on top of Google. This is an outstanding strategy for that. And then resell with hosting providers whenever a website, a domain name is yearly renewed. To date, we have 3,000 users on the waiting list, 2.5 million page views covered by our privacy policy thanks to the beta testers. What we delivered is receive funding, ship the alpha version, check need and willingness to pay, product fit with the beta testers, and a complete redesign which is coming this month. This month we plan to ship the public beta, start building, partnered with hosting providers as many as we can, and raise a Series A. So if you manage a real estate fund, please talk. Let's talk. Then we'll expand to more legal documents. Terms of service will be the first, because we think that the legal world must yet be disrupted by technology, and we are ready for that for the long run. Thank you. This is the team. We have more than 10 years each of experience. There is a lawyer course. We developed ship the apps for millions and millions of users. I'm done. You can start clapping. Thanks. Thank you.
Marco Salvatori. The mic is coming. 2.
Thank you. I see a lot of localization in the product you do. How would you cope with it?
Okay. We already have a product which is viable for both Italy and in English for US and wherever you can, wherever you want. What we'll do is have a strategy to deal with it. The first point is that we don't manage multiple privacy policies. We built a privacy policy to rule them all. So we keep the strictest rules on a single privacy policy, and that's a way to deal with multiple countries. The second is to audit every country's law every 2 months to double check if our privacy policy is compliant.
Paolo Gezes.
Very, very nice idea, but it is defensible. I mean, or which is the competition?
Yeah, I think that every web product has a defensive weakness. Every web product, since everything is quite replicable. but we have a few strengths that can deal with that. The first is that the product is very distinctive, is beautifully designed, and it markets itself, and it's a brand itself, our privacy policy. Then our users link to our website and show an icon, and this is viral. And when you have many users with it, you gain awareness, and this is difficult to eradicate. The third point is that the link building part. When you have, let's say, even 10,000 users, which is pretty weak, you have 10,000 backlinks to your website, and this is really difficult to replicate for others, since that means that we are already on top of Google on privacy policy related queries, and Google can gain many traffic. Okay.
Other questions? Gianluca?
I have no questions. I mean, I just, since nobody's asking questions, just wanted to say that when we invested in this guy, I think we've done investment on Andrea specifically. I think you've shown in this presentation the kind of people that we need to bootstrap this country and turn it over. I mean, if we can find like another 100 like this, we're done. Our pension plans will be paid by him. So, good luck.
Thank you.
So I have a conflict of interest. I'm sure I'm an investor, so I shouldn't say.
I have no conflict of interest, but I agree with you. So. So any other questions from the floor? Marco? One from the front. Two from the floor. Okay, try to.
Hi, my question would be, who's going to take the cost of potential litigations if you take care of all the legal part?
Okay, we are not legal consultants, so there is always a place, even with this product, for lawyers and attorneys. Since the product provides a service for helping you to build the privacy policy, you are still in control of what you generate, and you are the ultimate to be responsible for what happens in terms of liability.
Okay.
Can I?
Yes.
Can you clarify, elaborate a little more on how frequently you have to update the compliance, the statements, and about your recurring business model. You host the page, so you have a sort of liability, as far as I understand.
The first question is how many. Okay. I think that we plan to do it every 2 months. We have to say that the privacy laws maybe are different over countries, but what impacts the privacy policy is really the same, both in the US and both in Europe. So it's not really hard to manage those laws. Actually, we found that with a weak overview of every country's law, there are no at all, or just slightly details. There are no at all differences between countries. In Europe, for example, it's the European Union to make laws on that. The second question was why we have a hosted solution, and if we have liability on that. Of course, we don't get any liability at all. The user knows it, and you have a cheap product which is really easy to use, ready to use with no lawyers involved, really simple. But of course, you have something that it's cheap. If you want something really made on top of you, you hire a lawyer. You have to pay. This is a solution for the mass. Oops.
So no airbag.
Come?
No airbag. Okay. So final super quick question from Giuseppe Cerazzi.
Thank you. if you don't assume any responsibility, being a customer of you, I would be forced anyway to consult a lawyer. So I don't save too many money coming with you instead of giving directly to the lawyer the money.
The answer is no. It's still good to be with us since we can cover 99% of the need for a website. And let me say that our privacy policy is much more detailed than the average privacy policy. Basically, we can't technically get the liability, but it's the same because we get a reputation responsibility. If we are doing really our best to have our privacy policy, to keep our privacy policy really compliant, or we are out of business in a month. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Final presentation for this morning is Arkimedia. Paolo Riotta. So have your 5 minutes.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Paolo, and we are going to be talking about social TV for 5 minutes. What is social TV? It is basically the coming together of a social network and a TV channel. And why is it that we're talking about social TV? It's because the market is changing, and it's giving us great opportunities. So let's look at the numbers from the market. In Italy, 65% of the teenagers, when they watch TV, they're doing that with a laptop open on their lap. And normally they are on Facebook. In US, apparently, 86% of the mobile web users, that is people that own a mobile web device, like a smartphone, when they are watching TV, they're also online. Sorry, the slide didn't go through. And if we look at the Italian market, Italy is a market in the world with the highest number of hours spent on Facebook per person per month. And at the same time, again, is a country where there is the highest penetration of these devices. So we're looking at the market where the social network, the connectivity online and in mobility is very present. So Italy could be a market where new things develop in the area of social TV. So for this target, the teenagers that are not finding a lot of appeal in the current television offer, we have created a product that is called I Like. It's a new channel, it's a new model, and it's something where you have the opportunity to interact with the shows and at the same time interact with the other people that are watching together with you. Let's see a clip of a minute that shows how it works.
You'll never watch TV the same way again. Get ready. Introducing the Social TV. Now you can join the show, share with the other viewers, connect with new friends. Welcome to I Like TV. Join the show. Express your vote. Write a comment. It could appear live on TV. Share with the other viewers in real time. Post a message. Upload a picture. Reply to a comment. Make new contact. Click I Like on their profile and connect with new friends. Collect the highest number of I Likes, win the contest, and be on TV. Be a star. It's so simple. What are you waiting for? I Like TV. The social network finally goes on air. Watch I Like TV on Sky Channel 142 or on the digital terrestrial TV. To interact, use your laptop, your tablet, or your smartphone. I Like TV. Your shows, your friends.
So basically, we're talking about a product that is two things. It is a linear channel on the regular television system and a secondary screen. The second screen, that is your device, could be the mobile, could be the laptop, on which you do the social interaction. And the first product is already on air, on TV, in Lazio region, on the digital terrestrial. It's our test. And the platform that we developed in-house is already there as a prototype, and you can check it on the site. The market we're looking at is a huge market. We're looking at a fraction, a minuscule fraction of that market. This is the competition we're looking at. I Like TV is not the only product on the market that does social TV, but if you compare it to what is there on the market, that is the only one sitting on that corner where we have the ownership of the channel that transmits and broadcasts the content and the ownership of the application that sits on the web. This is a company. The team is composed by 4 people that work full-time, 100% dedicated for the 4 main departments of the company, plus another 4 people that work part-time for us. And that is the list of our advisors. And as you can see, they come all from the industry, from people who created the MTV advertising side, or who know about startups, or who create channels on TV. This is an overview of the numbers. We can look into that in details later. And this is where we are today. We expect 3 rounds. The first one is 1 million to launch the satellite channel, then the digital, and then expansion abroad. And this is where we are today. So round 1 is almost completed. We are 90% complete, and this is how we spend the money. And that's the end. You can check out the site and give us feedback, because it's a beta, so we will be very happy to have your impressions. Thank you.
First question. From whom? Davide Turco.
Can you please give us some more detail about the revenues model and business plan in general?
Sure. I had a slide yesterday that was showing the full picture in the biggest details, but it was too complex and probably too ugly to show, so I thought this was probably more agreeable. These are the numbers. The first year is 3 million euro of revenues, and as you can see, the blue part is the traditional sales. So 70% of the sales are coming, revenues are coming from advertising sales. That is pubblicità tabellare, as we say in Italian, so the commercials, the spatial projects, and the web ads. The green part is the where the future of the company is going to be laying, as you can see from the growth. And that is the sales to the end users, which is basically chat, app sales, the applications, SMS premium for some services that require mobility, and freemium services in a minor part. As you can see, the growth we expect, the first year we don't consider as a real year. From the second year, which is like more a status where we reach, the wheel is running full speed, 6 million we expect to grow 3 times in 4 years, and 2.5 is the growth of the traditional sales, and 3.7, almost 4. So most of the growth is coming from the sales to the end users, because we are a social network after all. In terms of EBIT profitability, you can see that we are going to get stable around 20%, a little bit north of that. And that is because we acquire a certain economy of scale, and this is more or less what the market has in terms of profitability.
Any other questions?
It's a pretty cool idea. Can you clarify a potential showstopper that is the access to the spectrum, so meaning digital terrestrial spectrum and satellite? I guess you have to rent frequencies or take a partnership with someone.
Yes, very good question. I appreciate that. Gives me the opportunity to talk about the 3 steps. The first one will be the launch on the satellite. That is, you buy the satellite bandwidth, which for a channel like this that is running at 2.5 mega or 3 mega bit per second, it's around 300,000 euro per year. So this is something that we can afford, and that's why we launch. And with 1 million raising of capital, we are able to do that. The second round is needed because when you want to go digital terrestrial nationwide, you need to buy frequency, and that costs anything between 3 million to 5 million euro. One way to do that, and we already started, is to do what people call crossage. So we do deals with local TVs that transmit in a region. We already closed one with Lazio, that's why we are doing the test there. And then we are about to close another one with 3 big regions in Italy, and 2 other are in the pipeline. If we are able to close that, so we are not talking about it, and it's not in the business plan because until it's not signed, we don't like to put the numbers in it. The deal is that we give the signal in exchange of the frequency, so we give content 24 hours, exchange of frequency, and we share the revenues from advertising, measuring with Auditel what is the audience in Piemonte versus the total national satellite. And this is a deal that apparently TVs are happy to make.
You got your question from Twitter, so you're winning the Twitter contest so far.
Okay. The first one is from Perugini, and he asks what's the difference between your service and Gomiso?
Very good. I don't know Perugini, but he asked a very smart question. I wonder if he's here.
He's a very smart man. He will be here in this afternoon.
And how can he ask a question if he's not sitting here?
He's following via the live streaming.
Oh, very good. We are technically advanced. RCS Media Group.
Not just you, so you know.
No, but of course we are. We hope one day to make deals with these guys. So Miso, as you can see in the yellow square, right here. Mr. Perugini cannot hear me if I'm not speaking. If I don't speak in the phone, in the thing. This is an application that sits on the web that lets people interact, like a sort of a social network, like Facebook. When I watch Grey's Anatomy sitting in my home, I can connect to Miso, check in Grey's Anatomy, and talk with you sitting in your home. So we are virtually in the same room. But I don't control the content. Miso as a company doesn't control the content that is on TV. Because they are only there, they own the web part. So all the people in the yellow square do that. In the blue square where we are, we control the web and we control the content. So we are able to have your interaction go on screen, and your interaction can influence what is going on screen. The only example today of something like this is in New Zealand, is the channel U. The URL is UTVNZ, where they do for 3 hours a day something very similar to what we're doing. It's a limited thing on a limited audience, of course, it's New Zealand. But there it's actually an interaction between the web, it's a Facebook joint venture, and the television set. So the blue screen is where we see our real competitors. I don't know if I explained my point. Otherwise, I like .tv, you find my contact, and we can talk about it.
I think there are millions of people that want to get in contact with McDreamy and Meredith from Grey's Anatomy. Yes, Rafa? So the last question from Twitter?
Quick question from Eta. Where do you get content?
The content, great question. We produce and buy content. In a year, we do 400 hours. For people who are in the business, they know this is more or less the average. A channel like Current was doing 150 hours a year. A channel like Real Time is probably around 650, right? 400 is average. The 400 hours we produce and buy are 40% produced by us, 60% we buy. And if you're interested in seeing what is on air, you can check our YouTube site through the ilike.tv URL. You can go on the YouTube site and see all the content that is on air.
Okay.